I am Dr.K.Nataraj from. The Saturn transit has created a great deal of confusion among the people, and it has led them to approach every single astrologer. Friends, if you go see them in an office, that will be fine. Taking many calls, the main question is, what about my Saturn transit? They are asking us about a transit that already happened. Last year, this was on the 29th of March 2025. So if you ask why we are posting this video, they publish in the paper that vacuum is for temple worship. We would all say it is Tirukkanitham. When looking at individuals, Tirukkanitham is what is preferred. If it is Tirukkanitam or Vakyam, open the TV or paper, they post about Saturn's transit. So the astrologers, not just ours, but anyone who knows astrology, how is my Saturn phase? I wanted to say because I felt I could explain it to people individually through a video format. And if you would ask where this has all taken us, should I call it a form of ignorance? You see, it is used for temple rituals, for some of the yajnas in these temples, and to determine auspicious timings. Exists for temples because it is done by calculating the sunlight. The Tirukkanam practice is for looking at individuals. The effect of this is they just publish about transits in the paper. I wrote about this last year. I wrote because about predictions, predict transits for planetary transits to write for these transits in the media. Even a student says, so you have to write it this way, including one planet with all the others. The thing is, it is posted now. Now for the predictions, we already gave all predictions for the Saturn transit that started last year and last 2 years. So this will happen in this period. We will connect what happens when it meets other planets during those times. Now, look, in 2 months, the Chitra year, the month of Chitra year will come, the new year. Prediction for this, a horoscope for this. Then I forget what I read last month. Then I have to bring up whatever new thing is posted. What about the last one? Then, as more days pass, what needs to be done is only now has the media come and needlessly scare people, creating a situation they are made to seek them out. What is the effect of this? Now I post a prediction for Diwali, for this zodiac sign for Diwali this year, for that zodiac sign for Pongal. So they are just pushing us to use our brains and get into it. We have thousands of pieces of garbage from Sirius lying around. If you keep following everything they say, you will lose your self-identity, which is very important in the Nadi method. We are posting the predictions because we all already explained in detail how they make predictions. What we are saying here is whether the Saturn transit should be taken into account or not. That is the point of this. So what is happening is, I said last year I made a prediction. Saturn transit on 29th, 3/25. It is for 2.5 years. Now if I give a prediction again this year, if I say something today, it will not be a contradiction, but it will mean I am just repeating what I have already said. Now what the media and some astrologers are doing is predicting on YouTube. One day you say I'm not, but they are. The papers on YouTube list predictions for each zodiac sign, and this creates fear. They believe this astrology. They come and say you have a problem, you are building a house or something like that. They mention an obstacle. A court case will happen, a verdict will come. This and that, many problems. Now even astrologers are sitting in the media, but they explain it in detail. They say this is calculated and predicted, but I'm still telling you. Now what I'm asking is, did we go to Tiruknitam? We told the prediction last year. Why are they so eager to ask? We went to the temple. Why go to the temple for Saturn transit? What Saturn transit? Why go to the temple? During every Rahu and Guru transit, astrologers will ask if you go to this temple for this star because they are connected in some way. They are doing something either for income or for some other reason. And these people believe it and go. What do they go for? He would have written 10 accounts. We have to take our account from that. Or I borrowed a lot of money. Will he humiliate me on the street somewhere? Or can I escape? Which God will say, do not pay back the loan you took. He's not going to say that. Or if a God could speak, what would they say? Why have you come? So what people think is, if they work hard, there is no worry. Now let any Saturn transit come and go. Are you working honestly? What does it matter what transit comes? We work hard every day at home. We toil, we are honest. No god or temple will do anything. Because Saturn is discussing Saturn transit, my thesis topic. Saturn is the 10th house for Kal Purush, the house of profession. In Nadi astrology, we center Saturn to see if one will get a job or not by connecting it with Jupiter. To see if you will get money, this is the security. Obstacles income in Rahu, this is. So the karma you perform causes the effects here. Not the thought that going to the temple will erase your sins or that you get away with not paying back loans. The Saturn transit will not do anything to anyone. This is a very important thing because it has a commercial purpose. And then secondly, another thing is the transit will differ. By transit, they say we are calculating the time it takes to move from one zodiac sign to another. I call that a transit. The moon transits daily. It transits every 2 days. Star to another star. If you take the almanac, take today's almanac and have a look. 2 p.m. in another almanac, it changes at 6 p.m. For a child born in between, which star do you count? It is not an issue in Thiruganitam. You must use that method. That is one thing. Secondly, the public can think about this. People are abroad in far off countries. Now, if it is 8 in the morning for me, it is 8 at night over there. So when we say, I am going out this morning and this person met me, the news that he met in the morning reaches them, their children or whoever is there abroad. But when we say morning, they have to calculate the time. For us, it is 8 p.m., but for him, it is morning. Once we understand these calculations, we adjust to those changes. This is what we need. Time changes. For each person, what is a transit? For me, I am standing facing east with an eastern view. For the person behind me, when he sees me, from his direction, I am in the east. For the person standing in front of me, from where he is, I am standing in the west for him. The view is of the same person. It differs based on each person's angle. You must understand that. Secondly, nothing will happen due to this transit. If people do their work, that is sufficient. That is, precision is really calculated for temple of worship. In those days, when we were young, we used to think. For the cows, they would call it melt time. Back then, we have seen the cows. They would call it etra mairakaradu, lifting and lowering. A well for 2 or 3 lifts, and they would use the cows to draw water. Or they have started plowing very early in the morning. So those who went in at 5, between 4:30 and 5, would until 8 or 9 in the morning. Only then would they get food and the cows could rest. They would call that time milk time. 9 was milk time. 9, 10 o'clock was milk time. If you ask a child born today, to ask what the time is, I have to mention the hour, minute, second, and so on. So precision is needed here. When we look at astrology here, it precisely degree-wise, that's it. The purpose is so people do not get confused. One time, now look, where will the effect of this go? They have to put something in the newspaper. Someone has said something on YouTube. Immediately they get scared and have to do a remedy. What is the motive? An astrologer. An astrologer will be asked by a magazine, sir, will you write the zodiac signs for us? To get famous, I will write something. Then I write whatever I think of. Make pull the astrologer. They earn money telling remedies. Like 2 years ago about Akshay Tritiya. Go back and watch a video on my YouTube. I have spoken well there. We are not talking about the benefits of the sun, moon, and Venus being exalted. But it comes in April, May. That is when Akshay Tritiya is. You have to pay fees. But what people are being taught is to pawn their old jewelry to get money to buy new jewelry. People are making that kind of capital expenditure. If you're having someone's a victim, as someone just to do my job, there is no problem for anyone. That is the point we are making here. They just do their job properly. Saturn is labor, we will work. The job of Shani, Sade Sati or Ashtam Shani is keeping laborers and paying them on time. Basic thesis on Shani. That is what I have written. Sade Sati. Those in Ashtam Shani or Shani Dasha need not fear. Shani is labor. One you work, you are 40, 50. Beyond that, use a laborer, pay him on time. He gives wages because they are building a house. From what angle do we see it? They built a house but could not pay the laborer, they say. Change that word. Now we work on a measly bill. We're on a building site for a month or for 2 years. The owner of that building becomes his boss. He is on the steps. Now he works for you. You are the boss, you are on the steps. The expense is his income and brings him joy, you will want to give extra. This is the Shaniperchi temple. You do not need to go to any temple. Go for peace of mind. Go for peace of mind. Go like it is a fun tour with a friend, like going to a hotel or club, or that it is a curse if I do not. There is nothing like that. Because you know what politics happens in temples. They get a special treatment and it is upsetting for us. You do not have to go to a temple like that to buy trouble. A good Shani is your work, done in the right way. Do not treat employment as charity. Paying them wages for their work brings peace, the joy of giving. Only the giver knows it and the receiver knows it, their appreciation. Even Manajidra Susan gave me a job. I progressed because the work he provided that poem important. You become an instrument for that. You must learn. They say a truthful servant became a master. Only a sincere worker can later manage a large organization. So Shani's importance is for labor and not for doing remedies. Oh, you have come, pull me to the front. These are all unnecessary things. People should not be confused by them. Working is enough. With that, I am signing off. Thanks. Goodbye.